Cool. I just want to ask a couple of questions before we start. And hopefully this cuts you as much as it cut me when I ask myself these questions. What brings you joy or fulfillment? What are your long-term goals? Sleep does not count. Working does not count. Getting money does not count. How is your work-life balance? And more importantly, do you feel happy?
Come on.
Your answers to these questions, maybe you answered them in your head or you wrote them down or something like that later on. The answers to these questions show me who you really are. When you're thinking about did you stutter? Do you have an answer to these questions? Or is this like, yeah, he's not going to ask me anyways. I don't have to give an answer right now. Or are you just generally unsure? You go, work-life, study-life balance. Yeah, Hong Kong, that doesn't really exist. Okay. Or some people go, nah, I enjoy studying. That's why I'm born.
Amen.
I said that too much. I remember saying that. There we go. I remember saying that when I was in high school. I was like, bro, I enjoy my high school life. I enjoy the late nights. And I knew that I was lying to myself. When I ask you, are you happy? Maybe you answered to yourself, I'm okay. Not happy, not sad, just Well, welcome to Hong Kong.
Yes.
Where these questions are ambiguous. Yeah. I think if you go to another place, maybe a non-Chinese place, they have a clear answer. Just ask Sarah. Sarah, what do you like to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Nature.
See, that's too quick.
Swimming.
See, that's way too quick. More so foreigners have a quick answer. But Chinese people, we gotta go, fun. What do I like to do?
Amen.
Netflix, or relaxing. Okay, sure. But Hong Kong is that place.
Yes.
Where at times your identity is irrelevant. As long as you're working and you have money, you're relevant. But if you're not, good luck. Wow. Where Hong Kong is a place where emotions have no place in everyday life. You make an argument, you suck it up. Where happiness is helpful, but not the hope. It'd be great if I was happy when I'm 60 years old. But as long as I have money, happiness is a good thing. It's not a must. Welcome to Hong Kong, where being useful is more important than being understood. And it's a common place. I've been here for 7 to 8 years. Obviously, I'm a local now, relatively.
Obviously.
And it's not a common place for me to see people who are lifeless. I'm not sure if you have seen the people on the MTR. They're on their phone, they're glued. They're not really sure where they're going.
Right, come on.
And it's sad that Hong Kong is a place where suicide is a common topic.
That's so true.
Even in Manila, my sister owned a pet store.
Wow.
And only after a week, they started smelling like a rotting smell. Someone took their life across the hotel.
Oh, wow.
Where here in Hong Kong, I've witnessed 2 people sadly take their lives. That's not a common place. That should not be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Where I see people so starved of emotion that you have to go to therapy to be understood. That you have to pay to have a friend. Sometimes that's where Hong Kong is. And today we're going to be talking about burnout. And I'm not sure if you have felt that, but talking about what Hong Kong is, it is a place where people get burnt out. Be it your work, your relationships, your family, just everything. And especially as a Christian.
Yeah.
Burnout is a physical, emotional, or mental exhaustion caused by excessive stress around work or personal life. For the Christians, it could even be caused by being religious, by persecution, and the list goes on. Do you find yourself in the same position today? The title of my lesson, Are you burning out or burning on?
Come on, bro.
And point 1, burning up and giving up. Let me give you some signs of what it means to burn out. Maybe that'll give you a good definition. And maybe this is who you are. You're always tired. Hey bro, how's your day? I'm tired. Did you have 8 hours? Yeah, but I'm still tired. No amount of coffee will fix your tiredness. You still feel sleepy. You still feel groggy. You're slow moving. You've normalized the word tired. It comes out every 10 words that you say. Maybe every 5 words you say. Hey, how are you? I'm just tired. Maybe they should change your name, But in reality, is that how you need to live your life? No. I remember going to the UK a couple weeks ago. There we go. I remember going to the UK and I was super jet lagged. I woke up at like 4 a.m. because obviously time difference. But I woke up going, bruh, we're in the land of the kings, the ancients. Yo, go to this castle, go to that castle. I didn't feel it at all. I went up and go, I have a full schedule. Let me keep going. When you enjoy your life, you don't feel tired. Yesterday we were having karaoke and some of us, yeah, sure, we had a long day yesterday. But, when the speakers were on, the song was on, nobody was tired. I was tired because I was washing the dishes. But when I see people, they're like, long day, masters, after a long day of work, talking to people, they just got we didn't have mics yesterday, but they were just singing. And, when you do karaoke here in Hong Kong, you forget everything. And you get into the moment. And that should be our life, is it not? Maybe, when you feel burnt out, you feel like you have this sense of failure. You make it about you and how you failed. You become overly guilty and you're quick to say, I'm a failure. You draw attention to yourself even when it's not your problem. Because you've gotten used to being the problem. You apologize even when it's not your fault. And you're just guilty at everything. And for some of us, that is who we've become. Our parents expect this from us. Our teachers expect this from us. Our boss thinks of this about us. And we don't get that standard and we just go, bro, I'm just a failure. Maybe, being burnt out makes you just feel alone. Psalms 25 verse 16 to 19. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart and free me from my anguish. Look on my affliction and my distress and take away all my sins. See how numerous are my enemies and how fiercely they hate me. Maybe you're just thinking, no one really understands me. Nobody in here is 25. Nobody here is Filipino. No one here doesn't understand Cantonese as much as I don't. Nobody just gets me. Nobody has gone through the same predicament as me. And so you feel like you bear all the problems. You bear all the difficulties. And instead of doing something about it, you just go, let's just go on Instagram. This is tomorrow's problem. You're in a state of worry and you're always procrastinating. I mean, exams haven't started, but this is probably some of us how we feel. And to be honest, this could be you. I remember when I felt like this, I was in PolyU. We were leading a Bible talk there. And some of the guys, they have classes, they're doing masters, doing PhD. And I was by myself and going, wow, I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak Cantonese. Wow. All these guys don't believe in God. All of them are rude. They don't want to play board games with me. And I just gave up my degree and I'm broke. And at that time, we didn't have any baptisms. We didn't have any victories. So I'm like, why am I here? Is no one really here fighting with me? My co-leader was here, but she studies at Baptist U. Baptist U, so she wasn't here half the time. And I was like, is it just me? And it feels like that. Perhaps burnout to you feels like a loss of motivation. There's no real reason for you to keep going. There's no drive. You just need to keep going. Because if you stop, you die.
Not true.
Because if you stop, no one's going to pay the bills.
Right, come on.
So you keep going, but there's no reason why.
Right.
You know, things don't go the way you expect and you feel like everything is pointless. You start to question, why am I doing this job?
Right, come on.
You know, why am I here in Hong Kong? Why am I even a Christian?
Wow.
Why do I even believe in God when things aren't going the way I expect? You know, long time ago when I was still studying uni, my identity was so fixed on getting good grades. If you guys don't know, I did international baccalaureate program, the IBDP program, and my grades are not as good as most of you guys. I got a 34 out of 45. It's not that high.
That's still good.
It's but enough to get to PolyU. You know, enough to get to PolyU. But throughout my middle school life, that is what I prided myself of. I slept at midnight, woke up at 5 a.m. just to go to class because of really bad traffic. And I go to class going, hey, I would get 6s, I would get 5s, and I would get 7s, which is like A to A pluses. And I come to PolyU going, all right, I graduate from high school, I'm an international student, let's do this.
Okay.
And then my first midterm hit about physics, and I got a D. This is the very first time in my life I ever got a D, where I simply passed. And it was my first year, it was my very first course in my uni, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a good student, but I got a D in my first exam. Oh my gosh. Oh. And it made me feel like, so what's the point of studying if I'm gonna fail? If I'm gonna fail anyways, why would it turn out the way it is? But is your identity tied onto something as close as this? Your degree, your job, your family? And Jonah 4 verse 1-5. But to Jonah this seemed very wrong, and he became angry. He prayed to the Lord, isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? This is what I tried to forestall by fleeing to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity. Now, Lord, take away my life, for it is better for me to die than to live. But the Lord replied, is it right for you to be angry? Jonah had gone out and sat down at a place east of the city. There he made himself a shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Now, Jonah was like, hey, I've been sent by God to do something. He goes to this place and did it, and he was able to succeed. He saves like 1,000+ people. And now he's depressed. And you go, what the heck? Because Jonah's mind is going, God, why didn't you do it yourself? Why did I have to travel all this way to do what you wanted me to do? Just kill me now. This doesn't serve me. I don't get anything from this. I don't get credits. I don't get any points. I don't get any money. I failed. Why bother? Maybe you lost motivation because what you are doing doesn't directly serve you anymore. You know, maybe this job helped you, past tense, now it's a pain. Maybe where you are serving God used to help you, now it's a pain. And you lost the reason of why you want to keep going. Maybe you just said yes. Maybe someone asked you and you just said yes. And, you know, of course, being burnt out is sleeplessness, a lack of appetite. What lucky, like for me, I was like, I wish I was, for me, if I get burnt out, I eat a lot. For some of you, it's eat less. I'm like, you save so much money. Good on you. For some of us, you know, when you feel burnout, you want to withdraw. You know, I'd rather be by myself in my own room watching YouTube than to deal with the garbage that other people in the living room are dealing with. And that's on me. I apologize for the house. Perhaps it's outbursts and a change of behavior. You're not who you are.
Right, come on.
Perhaps it's a life of constant repetition. Same train, same bus, same boss, same people. You know, insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results. The way you feel burnt out shows you're not happy doing the same thing. And that's human. You know, burning out shows the part of your life you're faking. And that's a good thing. And I've never gotten a heart attack, so you can ask someone who did. But I read this in a recent paper. I read this in a book. I read it in a book. The reason why when you have heart attack, you don't feel the pain of the heart. You feel the pain around the heart. Okay. Because the heart doesn't have pain receptors. Oh. So the heart tells other muscles and other things, go, hey, be in pain, to show the guy that's living there's a problem. Right. Oh, wow. Sometimes we want to live life going, I don't want to feel the pain. Okay. And many people who actually don't have the reception of pain want pain. Because pain is normal for you to deal with it. You know, when you're hiding, and what are you hiding? And the better question is, whom are you fooling? You know, as a Christian, you cannot hide your heart. The reason why there is pain shows there is a problem. And the fact that you are still in pain shows that you haven't changed. And the more you ignore it, the more it gets pushed out, and the worse the problem gets. Hebrews 12, verse 14 to 15. Make every effort to live in peace with everyone, and to be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. You know, because in truth, your sin doesn't remain your sin. It starts to affect people. You know, I'm very grateful for Lan. You know, when I moved over in Sydney, we were leading a region of like 30, 40, 50 people. And I was still here in Hong Kong. So she was leading and she was helping manage 50 people by herself. Wow. And this was the aftermath of the sins of the previous leader. There's pain in there. That leader failed to help that person get a job. And so is now going on savings, is bitter towards certain people. Now this person is going through a lot of persecution, and that previous leader didn't help them through that. And so the neglect of the previous time, and it's shown by your sin today. Are you still going to hide it? Are you feeling burnt out? Well, Elijah felt that way. 1 Kings 19, 1-4. Now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, may the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that of one of them. Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there, while he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. Now, is this you? Oh, Lord, I got kicked out of my job. Take my life. Did he say that? No. Are you saying, oh, Lord, I don't have enough money to survive this week. Take my life. No. Elijah said, I have had enough, Lord. He said, take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Now, sometimes our problems don't really get fixed to the Bible, and we think our problems are the worst. And then you read the Bible and you go, it's not that bad. This guy goes up to a whole nation of 1 million people and go, all of you are wrong. You've been worshiping a fake God. Now 1 million people want to kill this guy, and now he has problems. Is it understandable Elijah felt this way? Yes. He did something incredible for God, and now got pain, now got rejection, now is feeling alone, and he feels that God isn't with him. Wouldn't you be driven to this same point? It's a bit sad, but okay, let's change. Point number 2.
Come on,
your motivation will define your duration. How long you last is based on how long or what will make you change. And today I want to call on two brothers, two strong, not willing to be made fun of brothers, to make my point clear. So will I have two brothers, two strong brothers, make a daring, yeah, okay, the two of you, come up.
Come on, Jay.
Strong, I'm not sure. Daring, yes.
Daring, yes, okay. So the goal is to have them do you know how to do squats? Yeah, that.
Look at that.
I'm not gonna rip, right?
Enough, okay. So they know squats, they're strong men, okay.
Come on.
To do as much squats as you can. Or like try to beat each other.
Come on,
You're
Jay.
gonna lose. I do that like once a week right now.
Just do it at the same time. Once a week?
The incentive is not good enough though.
Come on, Alfred, let's go.
What?
Did you get it?
Okay.
Okay, don't
Like-
say don't say a thing. And then okay?
How
Don't say the thing that I told you.
How quick do we have to do it? Like,
I'll
I can
say
do like
no, hold it and hold the position.
holding.
Holding the
Wait,
position. Okay? I'll count down and whoever lasts the longest will win.
we don't have a
Come on, you two.
Okay?
Come on, brothers.
3, 2, 1, squat.
Come on.
Like-
That's okay, that's okay.
Come on, lower, Alfred.
Close your eyes.
See, my sermons are like exercises.
I see.
That's so.
Oh, wow.
Pray on your You can do it.
I'm burnt out. I'm tired.
You're both
You're not invited. We believe in you. You are
Alfred, your butt is so strong. You can do this. Alfred, you can do this. You need to like just do this.
Alfred's shaking. Alfred's shaking. Come on, Jackson.
Come on, Jackson. You can do this. You cannot stand back up.
Good job. You worked harder than me for my sermon. Yeah. Okay, sit back. So the reason why I asked that is I gave both of them very different motivations. I told Jackson if he wins, he gets ice cream. And Alfred, I told him if you win, you get bragging rights. So clearly his motivation to beat Jackson is not that high. But Jackson's motivation to get free ice cream is higher. Okay, so why did I do that? Well, the key to break out, being burnt out, is going to yourself and going, why are you fighting? Why are you getting yourself out of this situation in the first place? Is it for you? Is it for your parents? Is it for your teacher? Is it for me? That's not gonna last. But is it for God?
Come on.
How long you last is determined by the motivation you have.
Right.
You know, essentially being burnt out means to have lost yourself, to have lost your purpose, and to have lost your will to fight. Mark 8, verse 27 to 30. Jesus and his disciples went on to the villages around Caesarea Philippi, and the way he asked them, "Who do people say I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others one of the prophets. But what about you?" He asked. "Who do you say I am?" Peter answered, "You are the Messiah," Jesus warned them, not to tell anyone about him. So the whole reason of why Jesus came to earth is for other people to go, who are you? What do you want? And why am I involved? Because back in the Middle East, there's no iPhone, There's no social media. The whole point of why I know you is going, oh, I am blank son of blank. I'm a fisherman. Now you know a fisherman. That's the whole point of connections back then. In Jesus' time, they go, who are you? What do you want from me? And what do I need to do? So the question I ask you, who are you? What do you want? And why are you here?
Okay, come on.
In Hong Kong, where this answer is related to your company, to the family you're born in, to the university you graduated in, these answers are difficult. But in front of God, it's very easy. Your grasp on who Jesus is and how you are related to that should be why you're here. Let me ask you, who is Jesus? And how do you see Jesus? Oh, it's a longer one. John 6:25-60. When they found him on the other side of the lake, they asked him, Rabbi, when did you get here? Jesus answered, very truly I tell you, you are looking for me. Not because you saw the signs I performed, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill. And then you drop down. Jesus said to them, very truly I tell you, it is not Moses. And I keep going. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. But as I told you before, you have seen me and still you do not believe. All those that the Father gives me will come to me, and whoever comes to me I will never drive away. For I have come down from heaven, not to do my will, but to do the will of him who sent me. And then you drop a little bit down. Essentially, Jesus preaches a lesson. And it says, at this time, the Jews there began to grumble about him, because he said, I am the bread that came down from heaven. Drop down a little bit further. Then the Jews began to argue sharply among themselves, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? And then go down to verse 60. On hearing it, many of his disciples said, this is a hard teaching. Who can accept it? Now, who is Jesus to you? Is he a good teacher? And that's it. He's a good philosopher. Yeah, one of the best. But that's it. Because if you see Jesus as a good teacher, you're here for the good teachings. You're here for the wisdom. You're here for the help. But that's it. It's like going to a bookstore and buying a self-help book.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go buy a self-help book in Chinese, in Cantonese, English. It saves both of us time. Jesus didn't come to just help people with their lives. You know, because if you came here for Jesus just for the teaching, I mean, Jesus is half of Jesus' life. I mean, if you read the whole story in context, Jesus goes, hey guys, free food. And afterwards, there's a free seminar. And people go, whoa, seminar, let's go, free food, let's do this. And so they go, this is some great teaching, guys.
Yeah.
And then later on you go, ooh, that's a hard seminar to believe in. Yeah, food was great, but not really.
Yeah, come on.
And that's who you're going to be in front of this church.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to be in front of Jesus. You'll come for the free food. You'll come for the nice teaching. But when you disagree with God, you will leave.
Come on.
You may be burnt out by the church, by God, because you are following teaching that suits you,
Right, come on.
but doesn't suit God.
Right.
You know, God is more concerned with helping you be godly than good. So if you are not here for that, the door is over there. What's the difference? Well, okay, you are not like for the university. You're not the professor. You choose the course, but the professor chooses the curriculum. If you're here for God, God is choosing the curriculum. It's not up to you. You can't go, I will read the Bible up until this point. It's not up to you to decide. So what teaching will drive you away from God? That's the bigger question. I remember asking myself from this. I came back from Sydney, and back when the brothers' household used to live in Hung Hom, and that is 8 floors up, no lift. And in my heart, when I came back from Sydney, I was like, God, I want to serve you so much. I want to help the Hong Kong church. But if we're moving that house, I will not do it. Guess what? I led the house and we moved out. And so if you guys don't really know the details, it was a dingy little area. There was no lobby. There's no aircon. It was a staircase this big, from Jackie's wall to this big. And we had to move from over there, that wall, to here. And it's 8 floors up. 8 floors divided by 2 flights of stairs. So 16 times, I think it was 6 steps, right? It was 7 steps.
Wow.
Like 1, 2, 15 steps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, each flight is like 15 steps. So imagine us and a group of sweaty brothers with dust everywhere and all these things, and we're like, we're moving this in 2-3 days. And then the landlord was like, hey, this couch that you guys bought, we don't want it. Take it down with you. It's the IKEA L-shaped chair. And so we're like, okay, we don't want it either. So we're gonna then tear it down, but then we didn't have any supplies. We didn't have a saw, we didn't have a hammer, so we tore that sofa with bare hands. It was an interesting sight to see. And even before, when I was still in my 3rd, 4th year, and I was already leading one of the Bible talks, Chi, one of our greatest friends, goes, bro, if you really want to stay here and make an impact in the Hong Kong church, you must learn Cantonese. And in my heart, I was like, bro, Cantonese? I can't even master my Putonghua. Bro, what the heck? I must take my time to learn this language that I don't belong in. My family left this place to learn English. I don't want any part of it. But the better question is, what teaching will drive you away? You know, Jesus might come back and comment on your hairstyle, on your suit, on your job, on your relationship, on your family. Are you still following? Or are you just here because the teachings sound cool? So is Jesus just a good teacher to you? Luke 5 verse 1 to 11. One day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding around him and listening to the word of God. He saw the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught a thing. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I'm a sinful man." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. Then Jesus said to Simon, "Don't be afraid. From now on you will fish for people." So they pulled their boats up on shore, left everything, and followed him. So to put it into context, this is Simon Peter's initial run-ins with Jesus.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, la-di-da, I'm catching my fish, I'm going to work."
Yeah.
This random guy with a beard, then followed by like 5,000 people. Like, "Hey bro, nice to meet you. Can I borrow your boats? We can go over there." And then you're like, "Sure, why not? Come on board." They go off to sea, catch a massive amount of fish. And that's when Simon Peter goes, "Whoa, this guy's a man of God." But as of right now, many people saw Jesus as a miracle worker. And he was. Cured disease, caught fish, multiplied bread, did all of these things. But is that it? Maybe you're here because you think the church, God, can do miracles for you. Yes, but that's not it. And are you here just for that?
Great.
You know, but what if nothing happens? You become a Christian, no baptisms, your family persecutes you, you actually get kicked out of your job, you leave your house, your savings dwindle to zero. Will you still be a Christian?
Come on.
And let's be real, you know, the year for the church has been rough. We've seen people walk away from God. Amen.
Yeah, come on.
But if you are here for a church of victories, then this church is not for you. Because this is a church for God's victories. God's more interested in repentance than simple membership. Luke 10 verse 17 to 20. The 72 returned with joy and said, Lord, even the demons submit to us in your name. He replied, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. I've given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. However, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, that you baptize 10 people, that you start a Bible talk, that you get a job, that you get an A+, that you get a good resume. But rejoice that your names are written in heaven. Unless you can move on from that, you will not last long.
Come on. Yep.
Are you purely motivated by victories? Then where is your place with God in defeats? Or at least how you think it's defeats.
Come on.
Are you here because you see Jesus simply as that, a miracle worker? Or do you see Jesus as the Messiah? Matthew 16 verse 13 to 20. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, who do people say the Son of Man is? They replied, some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But what about you? He asked, who do you say I am? Simon Peter answered, you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. I'll give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. So it was Peter who first understood that he was the Messiah, the chosen one, the king of all kings. But then for him, he's like, oh, cool, Messiah. He's like this celebrity figure, this Jesus guy. Cool. He only really understood what that means when he denied him. Matthew 26, 69 to 75. Just leaving off here. Now Peter was sitting out in a courtyard, and a servant girl came to him. You also were with Jesus of Galilee, she said. But he denied it before them all. I don't know what you're talking about, he said. Then he went out to the gateway. When another servant girl saw him and said to the people there, this fellow was with Jesus of Nazareth. He denied it again with an oath. I don't know the man. After a little while, those standing there went up to Peter and said, surely you're the one with them. Your accent gives you away. Then he began to call down curses and he swore to them, I don't know the man. Immediately a rooster crowed. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken. Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. Wow. And he went outside and wept bitterly. You know, it was at this moment that Peter understood what Jesus being Messiah was. That Peter, as a close friend of God, that Peter was going to hurt him. That Peter was going to betray him. And it was at this point that he understood my sins and my shortcomings will affect Jesus. Yet for Jesus to still take that sin up. Do you feel hurt by your sin? Do you really understand how bad your sin is? Because for some of us, we can still walk around and go, oh yeah, I didn't kill a guy. You know, I'm not like the mafia people up at Yuen Long. Not that bad of a Hong Kong person. At least I filled in my taxes. I'm an okay guy. I've recently been reading Michael Williamson's book. If you guys don't know, Michael Williamson is one of the leaders for our European churches. And he recently wrote a book about his own struggles. And when we look at him, he's this super cool, funny guy, super built, really muscular. But when I read his book, it is actually very different than what we expect. He grew up in the US. He was abandoned by his dad to a mother that was quickly a drug addict, leaving him pretty much no family. And then he grew up, he believed in God. He studied the Bible, I think 5 times, left. Because at this time, he was studying the Bible all the way to, I think, one of the bigger studies. Right after church, he would go straight back to the nightclub. He would go straight back to his own sin. To the point that He even had relationships with, I think at that time, Satanists. People that worshipped Satan. It was at that point. He even contracted one STD. And when he was sleeping around with the other women, refused to tell anybody. Refused to tell that girl that he had it. And at one point, he had an altercation with the police and was sent to jail. And he was at the holding cell where he was actually met with real drug dealers. Men who actually committed crime. Men who actually murdered. And in his heart, he goes, wow, God had to bring me at this point to be with the people who've done worse off than me. I was the same. And it was at this point that it really broke him. And amen, he repented after he got off jail. He actually met the judge that was going to preside over his case, and it was actually a lifelong friend. Wow. And his teacher is like, hey, I know you. I've taught you one. Let me give you off a warning. I do not want to see you back here. And then afterwards, he studied the Bible again and got right. The seventh time, I think. But God had to take him to a breaking point. Does God have to take you to the breaking point of your sin?
Come on.
To bring you to jail. For you to understand that you, like everybody else, has made mistakes. Until you realize that there is someone who is willing to die for that sin, you won't change. And let me paint you a picture. 2 more examples and we'll finish. So I studied hard in my high school, but I wasn't really a good kid. During Chinese class, if you imagine in the Philippines, Chinese class, why would we study Chinese? So we didn't really take it seriously. So it was that time we did homework, we got like paper airplanes and we threw it. I was one of the bullies, actually. Yeah, very surprising, right? I was one of the bullies. Yeah, very surprising. We have this friend, and basically me and my friend group basically just teased him, called him slurs and all these different things. And I wasn't the worst one. Other people did way worse things I can't really say. But I was just the guy who tagged along with him. Yeah, you suck, like all that kind. But there was this one time me and this guy, we were sat next to each other, and I was just making fun of him. And I actually accidentally hit him. His iPad fell on the floor, face down, massive crack. And being a 12, 15-year-old kid who knew nothing about money, I was like, wow, my actions, or at least my relationship with the bullies, now has repercussions. This guy can have me suspended. This guy can tell my parents, withdraw all of my red pocket money and pay for that. Now my family will think of me differently. My school, my president will think of me differently. Now, can I even go to a university without that staining my reputation? Yeah. And he goes up to me and he's like, bro, don't worry about it. Oh, wow. And he never talked about it throughout the whole school year. Oh, wow. But it was that moment that I realized my actions had consequences. And even though I didn't really think about it, but I was very nice to him. I refused to be part of the bullies throughout this whole time. And I was one of his closest friends. But it took that moment, that fear, that pain, that responsibility that you were going to pay. And to have received the mercy will change your life. And that's what Jesus is. And that's why Jesus is the Messiah. Because that's what he did. And I'm really grateful for, if you guys didn't know, Jackie was talking about a great friend Wesley becoming a Christian last Tuesday. But the biggest thing that was stopping him from being a Christian was simply the fact that he didn't see Jesus as who he needed to be. Because for most of us, we want to be good people. Hopefully, right? We want to be good people. We don't want to get arrested. I want to, dedicate my life to doing good things. Of course, all of us want to be like that. However, for him, it was like, oh, I want to be good people. Being a Christian, makes me good people. Oh, Jesus will also help me be good people. Oh, he also died for my sin. Awesome. That's a great plus. That's a great package. But I'm like, bro, we're not baptizing you. You need to see that without Jesus, you can never be good. Until you see that your sin has hurt people, and your sin has hurt Jesus, and your sin has hurt God, you have missed the point of Christianity. And that should be our conviction. Some people, like many Chinese who have no clue about God, they go, oh, going to a church is a nice social club. That's not why we're here. And that is something we need to make sure that we believe. Do you see Jesus as the Messiah? As your Savior? And I'm very grateful, he made that decision. It's really funny. I'm not sure if I've shared to you guys as well. I know I did on Wednesday. But Wesley had to really fight for that understanding. He goes, even if my family persecuted me, even they pulled financial responsibility in my tuition in the U.S., Jesus is the Lord. And that needs to be our conviction. And so he just took a selfie. That was him yesterday. He's chilling with the Boston disciples. And they're having a great time. And just to conclude, my title today is, are you burning out or are you burning on? Point number 1, burning up and giving up. Just like a candle, you have very limited wax and very limited wick. So at the end of the day, are you burning for the right thing? Or will you only find yourself exhausted and extinguished? And point number 2, your motivation will define your duration. So just as Jackson won his ice cream, do you know why Jesus has died for you? And is that your motivation of why you're here? And my challenge for you, write out in your phone or in a piece of paper, why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you working? Why are you studying? Why are you in this relationship? Why are you with this family? Why? And if that why is not satisfying and God's not on there, you may need to reconsider. I encourage you guys to study your Bible, and to God be glory. Amen.